Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we shall see how to simplify variable expressions. Let us take an example. In this example, we want to simplify this particular expression. 3y minus 2 open brackets x minus 4 open parentheses 2 minus 3y let me write this a little bit more clear. 3y close parentheses close brackets. If this is what we have, we want to simplify this, and to do this we're going to use these different properties, and I'm going to spell it out and then use that and then be able to simplify it. We're going to use the order of operation process to simplify these types of expressions, and we're going to use this PEMDAS process, PEMDAS. We're going to simplify the terms inside the parentheses. We're going to expand the exponential part of the equation. Then we're going to perform the multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction as they occur from left of the equation to the right of the equation. So we will use the PEMDAS process in here. So in here, let me write this problem one more time, and then I will show you the process. 3y minus 2 times x minus 4 times 2 minus 3y, close parentheses, close brackets. So in here, first things, we want to work inside the brackets, and we want to distribute the negative 4 to every one of the terms inside the parentheses. Then if there are any similar terms, we'll combine them, and then we will move outside, and we'll distribute the terms from outside of the brackets. So let's try that. So in here, let's write this as step number 2. 3y minus 2 times x, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 times negative 3y is going to be equal to positive 12y. So as you can see now, we are directly writing some numbers. We are slowly advancing to doing some of the math in our mind. So here we have, since we do not have any similar terms, x is a different term, 8 is a constant term, 12y is a different term. Since we do not have any similar terms to combine, we're going to look for the term which is outside of the brackets and then try to distribute that. We're going to distribute the negative 2 to every one of the terms inside the brackets, like that. So how do we do that? So 3y minus 2 times x is 2x, minus 2 times minus 8 is going to be positive 16, and then negative 2 times positive 12y, negative times positive is a negative, 2 times 12 is 24y. We've got all the terms out there. Now let us see if we have any similar terms to combine. In step number 3, we want to look to see if there are any similar terms. We want to see if there are any x terms. We have a negative 2x. There is no more term to combine. Then we have 3y and negative 24y. Let's write that together. 3y minus 24y. These are the terms we need to combine. And then lastly, we have 16 by itself. There is nothing to do there. Therefore, we're going to leave it at that point. So now we'll combine, and then we'll write out our final answer. Negative 2x and then negative 3y minus 24y. So in here we have a positive 3y. So we want to be careful about writing down similar terms, and then when we add them, we want to be able to add them correctly. Positive 3y minus 24y will be negative 21y plus 16, and this is our answer. This is where we want to leave it. X is a different variable, y is a different variable, and 16 is a constant term. there are no more terms to combine in here, and therefore that is our answer. Let us see if we can explain one more example using these principles. Let us say in this example we want to simplify negative 2 over 5x minus of minus 3 over 10x minus 11 over 15x. Okay, now in these type of situations we want to be able to find a common denominator. So let us say we want to write that as a step number 1. We want to find a common denominator between 5, 10 and 15. 5, 10 and 15. The common denominator for 5, 10 and 15. 5 times what number is equal to a number? Let's say we'll call that number as 30. Okay. 10 times what number is equal to 30, and then 15 times what number is equal to 30. So 30 goes into 5 some number of times. 5 times 6 is equal to 30, 10 times 3 is equal to 30, and 15 times 2 is equal to 30. So therefore our common denominator is 30. So therefore now we're going to use our principles of fractions, which we have seen in our earlier playlist, and we can use those concepts to be able to simplify this. So the way we can do that is as follows: negative 2 over 5, and then we're going to multiply and divide by a number here, and that number is going to be 6, isn't it? So let me write this with this different ink so you'll see what is happening. So by multiplying and dividing by 6, we did not change anything, but at the same time we made the denominator common. 5 times 6 is 30, and then minus of, let me write this with one color, and then we can change it later. Minus of negative 3 over 10, and then we want to multiply and divide this by a number, and this time this number is going to be equal to 3. As you can see, 10 times 3 is 30. By multiplying and dividing it by the same number, we are not changing it, but at the same time writing it as its multiple. So therefore, so we have an x there, and then the last term we have here is negative 11 over 15, and then we want to multiply and divide by a number, and this time that number is going to be equal to 2. 2 divided by 2. By doing multiplying and dividing by 2, we did not change anything, but at the same time we made the denominator look the same. So therefore we want to write an x there, x, that is an x. So now we will simplify this. How do we do that? Let's write that as step number 2. We multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. So 2 times, with negative sign, 2 times 6 is 12, and then 5 times 6 is equal to 30x. Then negative times negative is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9, and then 10 times 3 is 30, and with an x like that there. Then in the third expression, negative times positive is a negative. 11 times 2 is 22, and 15 times 2 is equal to 30, and we have a variable x there. Now we will simplify this some more, and we'll write that as step number 3. Since the denominators are the same, we're going to write the denominator once, and then we're going to combine the numerator parts. We have 12x in the numerator plus 9x in the numerator minus 22x in the numerator. Since the variable terms are all the same, this has an x, x, and an x, we can combine them we can combine them. We can combine all of them. So to do that, we can follow this process. Negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus negative 22 is going to be equal to negative 25 divided by positive 30, right? And we also know we can simplify, we need to put an x after that. We know that 25 and 30 are multiples of a base number, which is 5. We can simplify that some more, and the way to do that is as follows. Let me write that here. Negative 25 divided by 30x. We can write this one as negative 5 times 5x divided by 5 times 6. So as long as we have similar looking terms in the numerator and in the denominator, we can cancel them out, and therefore we can write the answer as negative 5x over 6, and this is where we want to leave it. This is the simplified form for the given expression. In my next presentation, we should look at some more examples to see how we can simplify variable expressions.